I came home from deployment to find strangers living in my house. My locks were changed, my kid's bedroom was repainted, and the HOA told me straight to my face that I was trespassing on my own property. And the worst part, they smiled while doing it. Act 1. The Spark of Conflict. I'd just finished a combat tour overseas. Dust, noise, and sleepless nights, none of that scared me. What scared me was what I found when I pulled into Spruce Lane. The grass was trimmed, the hedges perfect, the sidewalk pressure washed. Sounds nice, right? Except when I left, the lawn was a jungle and the sprinkler was broken. Now it looked like a Zillow listing. That's when I saw it, a shiny red Tesla parked confidently in my driveway like it had always been there. And the kicker, a brand new doormat. Live, laugh, love. Mine used to say, "Come back with a warrant." I froze. A cold pulse hit my chest. My wife hated wind chimes, but I heard them. Through the window, someone walked by barefoot, smoothie in hand, like this was his place. Door opens and out steps this guy. Early 30s aviators on his head, flip-flops, banana strawberry protein shake. "Can I help you?" he asks me like I was the mailman. I said it slow. "This is my house." He tilted his head like a golden retriever. I don't think so, man. We signed everything with the HOA. Name's Zach." I pulled out the key I carried through 2 continents and shoved it into the lock. Didn't turn. Zach smirked. "Dude, you might want to call the HOA." And right on cue, a black SUV rolls up. Glossy letters. Community Safety Enforcement. 2 guys step out in polos and fake tactical vests. One barks, "Sir, we need you to step away from the residence. You're trespassing." Before I could argue, she appeared. Clipboard, beige visor, fake smile that could cut glass. Karen Prescott, the HOA president. "Oh," she said like she'd rehearsed it, "you're early. You weren't scheduled back until Q4. Q4. Like I was a quarterly report. Not a soldier, not a man, just a line item. I told her, "You changed my locks, leased my home, filled it with strangers while I was overseas serving this country." Her smile never cracked. We followed procedure. Under Bylaw 14C, unoccupied homes for 90 days are subject to board reassignment. You'll have a chance to contest this at the next monthly meeting. I'd just walked off a battlefield. My son's photo was still hanging inside, and she was telling me to put it on the agenda. I clenched my key so hard it dug into my skin. But I didn't snap. I turned, sat in my rental car, and sent one text. "Ready." The reply came back in seconds. Always. I wasn't calling for help. I was calling for backup. Act 2. Escalation and Turning Point. The motel carpet reeked of sadness. My son barely spoke, hiding under his hoodie, while my wife stared at the ceiling like it owed her answers. I sat there scrolling through bylaws, zoning codes, meeting notes. And that's when I found it buried in Revision D. Bylaw 14C, Section 3. Backdated, signed during an emergency quorum after I deployed. No notice, no transparency. And at the bottom, Karen Prescott's signature. To her, I wasn't a neighbor. I wasn't a veteran. I was an issue. The next day, I caught one of her fake guards laughing on the phone. He said, "Karen handled it. Said the guy checked out of the neighborhood long before he ever left." That one stung. Not just illegal, personal. Later, we drove past the house. My son pressed his face to the window. His room had been painted, posters gone, telescope replaced by a dog bed. He whispered, "Is it still our house?" I couldn't answer. For the first time, I doubted myself. Maybe the HOA was right. Maybe I'd been gone too long. Maybe fighting would just wreck my family more. That night, staring at my laptop, I said it out loud. I've had insurgents lie to me. I've had generals lie to me, but I never thought a clipboard could break me. My wife squeezed my hand. "So what do we do?" I almost said nothing. But then I remembered the shelf they threw out, the one I built for my son with my own hands. I looked her dead in the eye. We build the file. We track every vote, every dollar. And then we take back what's ours. The twist came the next day. A knock on the motel door, Amanda and Leo, the renters, inside my house. I was ready to slam the door, but Amanda held up a tablet. We didn't know, she said. Karen told us it was foreclosed. Look. She showed me an email. Authorized rental unit. Fast track approval. Karen's digital signature. Same scam dressed up as a housing relief program. And here's the bombshell: Amanda had found at least 6 more homes, all owned by deployed military families. Karen wasn't just targeting me. This was an operation. In that moment, my doubt flipped to fire. I texted the old Platoon thread. Muster at 1800. Operation Homecoming. Replies poured in. Copy, copy, copy. This wasn't a reunion. It was a mission. Act 3. Climax and Justice. We staged in a shuttered vape shop near the subdivision. Maps on the table routers humming, cameras charged. No weapons, no insignia. We weren't here to fight, we were here to reclaim. But Karen already knew. She called mid-brief cool as ice. Bring your little army. I'll be waiting with paperwork. She thought she had us cornered. What she didn't know was that every camera we carried was streaming live. At dawn we moved. 6 men in plainclothes backpacks, GoPros, and right as we reached my block, Sheriff Blaine showed up, Karen right behind him, thermos in hand, like she was toasting our funeral. You're trespassing, she sang. You're nothing but angry men on the wrong lawn. I ignored her, handed Blaine a flash drive. Inside footage of Karen at an HOA meeting saying, he's not coming back, and if he does, we'll make sure it's not his home anymore. The sheriff's jaw twitched. Karen's smile wavered. She tried to pivot, screaming that I was scaring renters, that I brought weapons into suburbia. But the officers weren't buying it. One even said, "Ma'am, that's not how evidence works." Neighbors gathered phones out, some laughing, some whispering. Better than Netflix. Karen's mask cracked. She stomped across the street, jabbing her finger at me. You think you've won? I own this neighborhood. I built this place. I whispered back, low and steady. You're trespassing now on camera. Bowen called from the porch. Smile, Karen. You're trending. She stormed off. But that night she came back with Redford, a retired officer, pulling strings behind her. Crowbar in hand, flash drive ready. They tried to break in. Police swarmed, caught her rifling through my son's drawers, hunting for the evidence packet. When they cuffed her mascara-smeared hair wild, she shrieked, "I'm the HOA president. I had the right." The officer shut her down cold. You're not law enforcement, ma'am. You're under arrest. And just like that, the empire cracked. Redford was next. Then Monroe, the HOA treasurer, the true architect. Their whole scheme exposed. Dozens of stolen homes, all traced back to them. Fraud, tax evasion, falsified bylaws. Karen stood alone in court. No lawyer, no visor, no smile. Just 8 years of prison time and restitution she could never pay back. I didn't cheer, didn't even speak. I just watched her, pale as the sentence dropped. And when she locked eyes with me for the last time, I saw it. Not arrogance, not smugness, fear. Closing line. They thought they could steal a soldier's home with a bylaw and a clipboard. But justice, real justice, is louder than any HOA notice.